Hello, friends, and welcome back to my channel, JD Tech Academy. I hope you're doing well. And here I am after 2 weeks after, I had some personal commitments, but I'm back now to create videos for you and to explain you um, and to help you in your IT career, right? So today we will talk about file system. So what is a file system and what does it do inside the Windows operating system? Maybe any other operating system, right? So as you can see on your screen, the definition of file system is like the file system is the method an operating system uses to store, organize, locate, retrieve, and manage files on a storage device. So just think of it like you might have opened your C drive or D drive multiple times and you have seen the files will be there. When you double click on it and it opens, right? So how does it happen? It all happens because the file system is in place, right? There's a file system which handles all the files and folders that is present on your laptop or maybe desktop, right? So you can see on the library analogy, right? The second image that I have created. So it is like how library has bookshelves to keep the books, right? So in a hard disk or maybe in SSD, there will be folders inside which the files will be there. So you can just know the file system as the librarian that knows everything, where everything is stored, right? So it knows which file is stored inside which folder is located inside which drive, right? So what are the responsibilities of a file system? The first and the basic step that it does is like organizes the files. It keeps your files arranged inside folders. See, just for example, you might have gone to a friend's wedding, right? So what do? When you come back, you have whatever the pictures you have clicked on your phone or maybe on a camera, you move it to your laptop or your desktop. You create a folder saying this is a wedding of this person, and inside that you keep the photos arranged, right? So that is like organizing the files inside the file system, right? So it helps you locate files quickly, right? So you have the search option to search your data, right? When you type something to search a particular image or maybe a file or maybe any Excel file or something, right? So it helps you to search that file, and you will come to know once you search that, right? It will show you the path also where it is stored. Okay. The third one is protecting the files. So it supports permissions and security. I'll give you an example to show like how you provide restricted access to some user in your folder in the file, right? And which person will be able to read it, which person will be able to write on it, right? I'll show you that in a later part in this, but for now, just protecting the files and folders is also one of the work of file system, right? So the fourth one is stores data efficiently. It saves documents, music, videos, and applications, all kinds of data, right? And so how does Windows finds a file? So when you make a query inside your SSD or HDD, it goes to the file system. It searches for the file inside the folder. Okay. And there may be, our designated application to open a particular file. Like image files, you can open in image editors and image viewers, right? You cannot open it in um, a video player or maybe a video editor, right? So this is how Windows finds a file. So it goes to your file system. Inside that file system, it will look inside the folders for that particular file when you search for it. And when you double click on that file or try to open it, so it will open uh, with the a particular application, right? So what uh, are the common file systems? So as you can see, I have mentioned some some of the file systems that is being used by some of the operating systems, Windows and Linux as well. So here FAT32, it is the older version that we use in earlier times, like when we had Windows XP, Windows 95, right? So the particular file size, I mean, of a single file, it can go up to 4 GB. That is the maximum size you can um, keep of a file, right? And there comes the NTFS. So that is the default Windows one which we are currently using as well as of now, right? New technology file system. That is the full name of it. It has permissions, it has encryption, it compresses also. It lets you compress the large files. Okay, so all these are the features of the NTFS file system. Then comes exFAT, which we use with USB drives when we burn a USB drive with a bootable application. So exFAT will be used during that, and it is used in Windows also. It is used in Mac OS also. And apart from this, it is also used in many Linux systems, right? So not many Linux systems. So basically, in all most of the Linux systems, this exFAT is used. Then comes REFS. So that is inside the Windows Server and enterprise versions. Okay, so that is not basically used in our uh, endpoint systems or the systems that which we use daily, like laptop or desktop. It is not used inside that. It is used for a server enterprise operating system itself. Then, as you can see, there is an example of the folder structure. So whenever you are keeping a file inside, just say for example, you are keeping an image file inside a desktop folder, right? You are keeping it in desktop, but the desktop itself, it is a folder which is inside the particular user's folder. Okay, there is a this is the hierarchy. The C drive, as you can see here, it is the root folder, the drive inside which there is a users folder. Inside the users folder, there will be your username. Okay, and inside that, this there will be this particular things like documents, downloads, pictures, and desktop. Yeah, right. So when you are keeping a file on the desktop, it comes to this folder. So everything is a hierarchy in this folder structure here, right? And so let's do a practical for this. Okay. So it says create folder. You can just right click on an right click and click on new folder. It will help you to create a folder. This is not a very difficult task. You are doing it on a daily basis, right? Then create a file and save a file to that folder. So that is a Microsoft Word file that is shown over there. You can create any file, Excel or PPT. You know how to save it, but still, if you want to practice that, please do. And then you can double click on that file and it opens, right? So let me show you another image that I created. As you can see on your screen, this is about the NTFS file system, right? So the new technology file system, which we are basically using in current version of Windows, like Windows 10 or Windows 11, whatever, right? So it is the default file system being used in Windows, and it was introduced by Microsoft with the Windows NT operating system. It is more reliable, more secure, and advanced than older file systems like FAT32. It supports large files, so you don't like and as earlier I told, right, FAT32 has a size limit of 4 GB per file, so you cannot exceed the file limit of 4 GB. But here in NTFS you don't have anything like that, right? So your files can be as large as 20 GB or 30 GB also. And here we have permissions. So permissions are like you can just provide the permissions to a particular file, like which user can read it. which user can write it, and who will be able to execute that particular file, right? So you can provide permissions like that. Then comes encryption. You can encrypt a file, okay, using technology such as BitLocker to encrypt that particular file, which opens with a particular pin or password, right? Then you can compress the files also. So suppose you have a folder with 20 GB of file, you can just make a zip out of it, right? So nowadays you don't need additional tools like 7-zip or WinZip. It is basically integrated into Windows, and you can directly zip it using the Windows compression technique. Apart from that, you can also use other tools for compression, but yeah, this is basically by default nowadays it is integrated into Windows. So there is quotas and it's more. So you can uh, try to explore more about the NTFS file system in your own laptop itself. You can just go and see what all features are there. You can just play with the folders, play with your files, and here I mentioned the security part of this NTFS file system, right? Permissions, ownership, and inheritance. So what is a file permission? So it defines like who can access a file or folder and what they can do, right? The permissions types that Windows provides are the first one being the full control. All the permissions are there. Modify is for read, write, delete, and modify. Read and execute is there. That is for viewing the files, running programs, so you can basically view the contents of that particular file and you can execute that execute a program, right? An exe file or something. Then comes list folder contents, which is like viewing the files in your folder, like what files are there in a particular folder. Read is for simply viewing the files. Write is for creating files, writing data into it. Then comes the special permissions, which is the advanced one. So you can combine some of the permissions into that and customize it, right? Then comes the second one is ownership. The owner of a file or folder has full control and can change permissions, right? So if you are the owner, okay, if you are the admin user in your laptop and you create a file, right? So you are the owner of that file. And if you I mean, you can use folder also. You can use you can create a folder, you can create a file. Both of this once created by you, if you are the admin user, you are the owner, right? So whoever creates a file, it is not just about being the admin uh, in your endpoint device, maybe laptop or desktop. So it is about who creates a file. Whoever creates a file, they directly become the owner of that particular file, and they can assign the permission to different users, right? Then the third is inheritance. So the inheritance is about the permission set on a parent folder or passed down to child folders and files. Suppose you have a folder inside the C drive, which is called images, and inside images you have two different folders like wedding images, and the second one will be like something like baby shower images, right? These two are child folders, and the parent folder is the images folder. So if you set some permissions inside the or maybe for the parent folder, images folder, so it gets inherited, I mean it gets passed down to the child folders like the wedding folder and the baby shower folder, right? And whatever these two folders are containing, or maybe whatever is there along with these two folders inside the parent folder, they will all have the same set of permissions that is passed down from the parent folder, the image folder. Okay, so at the end, I have provided the practical for you to create some folders, and then you can right click on the folders and you can go to properties, you can go to security and edit it, and you can test the access with different users in your system. Maybe suppose for a suppose you don't have a user, you can create a user, another user in your laptop, then you can test it out with those users. Let me show you by creating a folder. So as you can see on my screen, I'll just go ahead and right click and go to new and create a folder, just a video, and I can right click on it and go to properties, and you can see there is security option here, and you can see I have this user HP user, right? So I can just go to advanced and I can give permission from here as well. Okay, but basically what we do is like can go to administrators, or you can go here, you can click on edit, you can select the user, and you can change these permissions from here, right? If you want to deny some permission, so you can deny. If you want to allow something, so you can allow it, and you can click on apply and okay, those permissions will get applied on that, right? Yeah, let me just to go back the image. Yes, so yeah, I'll tell you how to create another user also in your laptop. You can just directly go to control panel. Inside control panel, you can go to user accounts. Here you have manage another account. To create a second account, maybe you can click on add a new user in PC settings. I can maybe add another user. Here it is asking me to add a Microsoft account, but you can click on I don't have this sign in this person sign in information, and it will move to this page where it says add a user without a Microsoft account. Okay, if you click on that, it will let you create a local user account. Okay, so for this experiment you can do like this, right? And yeah, so that's pretty much for this video, and if you have any queries, do let me know via the comments. I'll try to explain, or I'll try to answer your queries. But these are some of the basic things, like this NTFS file system itself. It is a component of the operating system. Okay, not only NTFS file system, the other file systems as well, like FAT32, exFAT. Uh, do go to Google and research about these file systems, because that is critical for you to know, like when you handle some tasks, when you become a system administrator, or when you go for any system administrator interview, they will ask you about these file systems. So do go and research about these file systems into more depth. But if you have any queries, you want to know about something, do let me know via the comments. I'll surely try to answer all of your questions. uh, till then, see you in the next video, and if you like my video, please like, comment and subscribe. I'll keep on making the videos related to other components which are you know required for the system administrator career path, and the rest of the videos, once I finished the system administrator career path, I will create about the infrastructure related one, about the virtualization one. Okay, uh, till then, just keep on exploring things like this. uh, I'll be there to help you and guide you on this kind of stuff, technical stuffs, right? Okay, then bye, and see you in the next video.